Let me make sure everything is up, bro. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? I don't think we're live yet. I'm checking. Okay, yeah, we are live. I look kind of clueless right there. TG, what's up, bro? I see you, bro. Alright, so we got a tier list going on, right? I was gonna wait for everybody to like get in here, but you know, this is where we're at. So, tier list. I wanted to go in and rate. I'm not sure how I wanted to do it though. I'm not sure how I wanted to rate the bosses. If it's gonna be from S to F or SS, I think it's SS. Let me check. Okay, so we got, starting from the top, we have S plus, S, A, B, C, D, and F. Okay. I can already think of a boss that I'm putting in F, and I'm telling you, it's got to be a pretty bad boss. Like, if it's gonna be a F boss, it can't just be like F just because of the design of the actual character itself or the boss, but mainly like the mechanics too. Like, does it just almost impossible to dodge? Like, issues that I've had like that, like bosses that had no reason being as hard as they were, not for just like trying to learn their pattern, but it just shit you just couldn't even dodge. So let me see. Let me share the screen. Let me see. Oh yeah, and then like S plus is gonna be clearly like best fight ever, like most talked about type of fight, like boss fight. So we're gonna put this up. All right, let me see, make sure we're on the right window here. All right, we're gonna zoom. All right, zoom in one. Yeah, we're gonna zoom in one time. All right. Okay. So, first boss. This was, so y'all can see it. I think this, I can't remember what that boss was called. It's like an astral deer ram. And it was in like Necron, I think. That was in the base game, right? This boss is in the base game, Necron. You had to like light all the pillars to fight this thing. That was pretty cool. I did get lost. I probably took like 30 minutes to light those fires. But let me see. This was a cool fight. I put it like, I like the actual design of the fight, like how it went, because also watching my friends fight this boss, seeing him do some movesets either that he never did against me or I just forgot, it was really cool watching other people fight. It wasn't even meant to be like a hard fight. It was just him prancing around, you know what I'm saying? It was like the moves that the boss had was like easily telegraphed. Like you can read it like super easy. So they were really slow, and they just weren't, you didn't have to dodge like 7 combos in a row. It was just like maybe 1 or 2 attacks, you know, jumps around, maybe dives on you once. So as far as like, I think I might move it in A. I might move it in A for it being like an artsy type of fight. You know, it was pretty cool. Estelle. So whenever I fought Estelle in like the, yeah, dude, what do I'm gonna put Estelle in C. Like whenever I fought Estelle, it was The first time was easy. I think I beat Estelle first time, like first try. And then whenever I did new game, right, I was getting fucked up. Like I did new game and it was bad. Oh, I got this music still playing. Let me turn it down. All right. It might be a little bit better. And I'm just going to guess that this is Bale. This was a good fight. I liked it. It was really cool. The fact that you can bring in a summon that's like a part, not really saying it's a part of the game, but it was the commentary and there wasn't a cutscene for him, right? But it's the fact that you run into the NPC and then he just requests you to summon him to fight Bale, and it's like a infinite summon, like he can't die or nothing like that. It was really cool. That was really cool. I like that fight. Now, I hated this one, man. This boss, what's his name? Is like Captain or Commander Glaive, Captain Glaive. Dude, worst boss. I hated him. I hated him so much. I hated this dude so much. No reason being that hard. I'm telling you. Ain't have no business being that difficult. It wasn't even that bad. Like, if he wasn't on that boar and it didn't charge at you like every 10, not even. This is like every 7 seconds he would charge at you. And I could never dodge left or dodge right. I would always get hit. And even whenever I tried dodging forward, and I felt like I timed it perfectly, it still wouldn't work. And I felt like I was having some luck. If you fat roll, I feel like it'd be impossible to dodge this dude. Cause I wanted to use the thumbprint shield against this guy because he was just so ridiculously hard. It was just so dumb to me. Like, all the DLC bosses are in here, like the main ones, not like any of like the side ones. I think there's only one side boss. I think it was this one, the Death Knight. I think that's what that was. So, but yeah, this dude was the worst. I could not stand this dude. His hitbox was just, it was hitting you every time you try to roll that charge. I forgot, Commander Neil, whatever his name is. That was, I thought this was a funny fight, more or less, because, you know, he had his two cronies with him, so they would just jump you. Like, you literally just walked through the fog to go get to get that piece of the medallion, and this dude is guarding it with his little two ghost lackeys, and they're about to jump you, you know? Like, so you gotta run like 3 fades, you gotta fight. You might waste like 1 or 2 flasks on those knights, and then you can, do the 1v1. But that was, I ain't gonna lie, that was a good fight. I enjoyed it. It wasn't too hard. I think it was maybe like medium level, depending on like what your level is. So it was a good fight. I want to say it probably took me like maybe 10 tries, maybe, to fight this dude, like beat him. And this is all melee. No summon, no magic. This is just melee. Like maybe like a blood build, jump attack type build. This is what that was. This is also from the base game. So we got 3 base game bosses and then 2 DLC so far. And I think this one is also DLC. Now, that was cool. I like this boss too. I might bump these down like a little bit. We might change the order depending on like where these all fit in, because I think a lot of these are. Oh yeah, we still got S plus. We don't have somebody in S plus yet. But Death Knight, that was pretty cool. I like bosses that have like certain stipulations, like this one per se, where he can steal your life. That's pretty cool. So that's something that you also gotta avoid. I like whenever they throw something different in there aside from just beat the boss, just don't let him hit you. You know, like you'll be fine with anything else. But this dude, dashes across, grabs you, and then starts draining your health, adding it to his. Like, good reason to call him a Death Knight. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that fight. I'm gonna put him in. Actually, I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna put him in B. I really did enjoy that dragon dance fight. Cause what was it? It was like the first boss you're supposed to fight. I didn't fight him first. I fought him second. So I fought Rolana first, and that was a mistake. I didn't even know that I was supposed to fight this dude first until I looked up like a list guide of what bosses to fight, like in order. So, like this one was cool. Like just like Kai said before in his stream, this was like fighting the Avatar. He was using like all four elements: lightning, ice. Was he using fire? Fire and lightning? No, it was wind. It was wind. Yeah. He used wind, lightning, ice, and electricity. Yeah. He's an S. That's another thing that I said is cool. Is like he was going through all the elements, and whenever you got him into his second phase, that's whenever he started using all different types of elements. I think this was that rot giant, right? That rot dragon knight. To be honest, I didn't really care for it too much. It was cool. He looked cool, but that's about it. Like, it was alright. And then this dude was like what? Placidiax. That was a tight fight. I ain't gonna lie. Just the fact that whenever you went to Farmazula, you had to like lay down in the, what was it? It was like that pit, like a tomb, and then you would just end up in this little boss fight. And then seeing like the whole cutscene where his how many heads does he have again? Yeah, 2, 3. Can't remember. Two. Yeah, and he like unravels, and then the fight starts. That was pretty cool. That was a cool fight. I seen a nice edit too. Like there's a dude, he had I might find it and post it in. He had a moon veil, and Placidus Sax was coming in, and then he just did like the Ash of War, and then connected, and it was like the final hit on him to kill him, and it was like a slow motion edit. It was pretty cool. Elden Beast. So I fought the Elden Beast twice, and it just wasn't all that cut out, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even that interesting to me. I liked Radagon's fight more than the Elden Beast fight. Like Elden Beast was just kind of mid. Yeah, I'm gonna put the Elden Beast in mid. Like it was just not that great. This dude, he cool. He tight. Like, I wish his weapon would hit a little harder, or I don't know, like just be a little bit more effective. You know what I mean? Like, or have add that Ash of War that he has as a boss where it swings around. I would put that in there, cause other than that, it's like he had the most like input reading whenever you're trying to do something. Like if you try to roll back twice and heal, he was like doing that throw where it goes all around twice. I wish you could have that as an Ash of War on that, rather than like you just throw it forward and it spins. I wish it did like a AoE, just hits everything around. Like it's not like they wouldn't put a weapon that does an AoE, but a 360 attack with this, that'd have been cool. He was a cool boss. Like like if you put him and him against each other, maybe the Death Knight might win because he's like stealing health. But if it's just hands, this one's winning. And then there's like two of them. I think you can fight two of them in the world. Fire Giant. Fire Giant was not that great either, personally. Not that great. If I'm putting them in order of C, I'd probably do it like that. His phase 2 fight was cool. The fact that he just kind of rolled back and forth whenever he's in phase 2 was really ass. In Estelle's fight, just seeing like the galaxy attacks and stuff and the mist and stuff was pretty cool. And then since we already seen it, they just kind of copied it the same way with the Elden Beast, but the two are like the same type, right? So it was just Godfrey was a cool fight. The golden one. That was cool. It was like it felt like a quick little side fight, you know, which it was. I didn't take long on him. I think the first time I fought him, it was maybe like under 10 deaths. Beat him. All right. The Godskin duo. I liked the fight because of how hard it was and the fact that it was just like a 2-on-1 and they weren't like too fast. You know what I mean? Like you can easily fight them 1-on-1 if you're patient enough to like run them around and, you know, not get hit by the little mushroom Godskins like roll, his little roll attack. That one was the one that was the issue. I didn't really have an issue with any of the other ones. So, this Godskin alone is kind of mid. Like that Godskin is just, I'm gonna be real. Where's the other one at? If the other one ain't in here, he should be, because I would put him up there too. It just really wasn't that good of a fight. All right. The Hippo. Hippo was okay. I think I struggled on the Hippo longer than I should have. I think it was the third boss that I fought. I fought Rolana first. Did I beat her first? Yeah, I did beat her first. Fought Rolana first, the Dragon Dance, and then I fought the Hippo. The Hippo was a little annoying, like the charge was annoying and the grab, but overall it was an okay fight. I like the Hippo fight more than I like these fights, personally. This was a good fight. I liked Horlu. The Horlu fight was clean. I struggled on that hard, but also is like, pause. Like, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. The moveset, he like sacrificed his lion in order to, I guess, unlock like his full potential. And that was a good fight. His grabs were scary. Like, I hit him into phase 2, and then for some reason, when I got his health to his name, I would just start panicking. Like, he just started trying to do grabs, like, everywhere. Just slam you or, like, rip you to pieces. I was like, you know what, dude? Like, ain't no way. I didn't care for that. I didn't really care for it. That's all I gotta say. I didn't really care for that fight. Same for this one. It was really mid. That's the one that you like had to exit out of the castle, right? And then go to like that island area, or it was just kind of like beach watery. I can't remember. But I know that you just fought him on like a little island of its own, like on the beach, and it just, I didn't really care for it too much. Who is that? I can't even see. Where my zoom at? Who is this? Dragons, I mean, a lot of the dragons, some of them felt like reskins, right? So it's not even all that hyped up for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the dragon there. Like, a lot of the dragons were the same. It wasn't too memorable. They weren't like Bale. or Placidusax. Like those two were like the best dragon bosses that you could have done, and then the rest of them were just kind of like generic. And then we got Loretta, the real Loretta. Like that was a cool fight too. Actually, I'm gonna put Loretta in B. It was alright. Cause we done fought her twice. Actually, no. I'm gonna put Loretta in C, and if her Ash one, I think that was like a lot better of a fight because that was in the very beginning, whenever you're like still kind of struggling. So fighting her here was harder than fighting her here. Like you gain like experience under your belt and then fighting her. You should have. Now, I mean, like I didn't really feel too much of a difference. So as far as we're going in like memorable, the first one, because she was like this, like maybe the first, if you go in order, she'd be like one of the first 5 bosses that you fight, because you would go like Tree Sentinel if you was about it, Margit, or the Fell Omen, Godfrey, maybe that dragon on the way to Renala. But you'd have to fight her first before you fought Renala. And then Renala. So yeah. It'd be in like the first 5 bosses if you traveled that way to go fight. So yeah, it's more memorable. Now, the boss after her, that's a different story. These dudes are annoying. I don't like them. They're just kind of mid. It's the mid boss. Now, one of my favorite bosses of the entire series, and might just take the whole thing S+, is Malekith. Malekith, coolest boss. Armor set, cool as fuck. Sword, cool as fuck. I wish it had a 2-part Ash of War, like how R'Lana, how she's got the fire sword and the magic sword. I wish you had like a weapon art for Destined Death, you know, which is the one that's on that sword, and then another one for his like his throwable attacks. Like if you can do those spin throwables, like do like 3 in a row or something, that'd be tight. It would probably be the most used weapon in the entire game if you could do that. So I'm telling you, like, everybody know Malekith is one of the best bosses in the game to fight. Especially since whenever you're fighting him too, you're like, you see him as the beast clergyman and you've been feeding him those death roots, you know, and then you remember he like berserked on you after you fed him like 3 of them. He was just trying to run a fade. You're like, man, I've been feeding you this whole time. You want to like throw hands now? Like what? Like what did I do to you? I've been like collecting this shit. Like like it'll show like that the beast eye like quivering. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like and then you would hear his dialogue like feed me, like shit like that. So the fact that you fed the dude and he would just straight up attack you, and then as soon as you like beat him down a little bit, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I ain't gonna do it no more." That wasn't me. That's just me when I'm hungry. So you end up fighting him. Had no idea. Well, I had no idea that I'd be fighting the beast clergyman like the first time playing it. You know what I mean? Like, who would have thought that he would have been like one of the last 3 bosses in the game, or like one of the hardest bosses in the game? Some people may have seen it, but I ain't really see it. So, but seeing him even morph, like he's seeing his clothes like burn, and then he end up revealing the armor of like who he actually is. Tight. That's like one of the best bosses, best boss fights, period. So I don't know which Margit that is, because I think we got 2 of them. Okay, this is the Fell. This is Margit, the Elden one. All right, so this is the Fell. This one was, I'm gonna say this one was an S fight because he had the dialogue too. So as soon as you like walk through the gate, he's saying like, we gonna test it out real quick, see if you about it or not. Yo, this list is looking pretty good. I ain't lying, this list looking pretty good. Okay, now we got Mesmer. Mesmer, that was a good fight too. I like Mesmer's fight over. Do I? Do I? Am I riding the hype right now? Nah, 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 nah. That was a cool fight. Like his, what was it? His move set was cool. Like I liked how slow it was. He had like slow wind move sets, and then he'd have real fast, like multiple spear attacks. And the weapon that he dropped, the spear, bro. Spear is goated. Like I'm probably gonna play Elden Ring maybe tonight or tomorrow because that spear alone, I love that spear. His second phase, whenever he did like the animation, you know what he did. Like if you have, if you hear, you already know. Like he pulled his, you know when he pulled his eye out and just crushed it, and then just released all of his ambition out on you. That was tight. This one was weird, and it didn't really connect with me. Like the mother of fingers just wasn't. It wasn't nothing really. Like I thought it was gonna be better. Like if there was like really no dialogue, it's just kind of like you just snuck up in, you know, her lair. She's just doing her own thing, and you just kill her. There's like nothing really to it. Midir. I think I like Midir's fight. Yeah, more than that. Midir, that was cool, man. I got a little bit of a attachment because the second time I beat the game, I did it with the Frenzy Flame ending, right? So whenever I played the DLC, I was a Frenzy Flame character, and you know, so I'm fighting Midir as a Frenzy Flame character. So it was like Frenzy Flame Elden Lord, since I had became one, against like the last Frenzy Flame Lord in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? So that was a cool. That was like a real cool fight for me. So I'm gonna have to keep Midir like S plus. It was different. The moveset was cool, especially like his weapon. Whenever he like dashes up on you, stabs you in the head, right, and then pushes down, and then the thorns come out. Come on. And then he had his little blade on him right here. I never seen it. Like he every time he like pulled it out, swung it at me, and stabbed me in the head with this thing. Like I never seen it coming sometimes, and I didn't even see him holding it. Like it's a little small little switchblade he got. But that was a cool fight. The music, everything. Like he even changed the landscape. So like you know, whenever you go in there and fight him the first time, it's just like a little barnyard looking church, and then there's like hay and shit everywhere. And then whenever you're fighting him, and then he goes into phase 2, he completely changes the whole landscape of the fight, which is one of the best things in the game. Like whenever a boss goes into its second phase, you want to feel like shit's getting real. You want to feel like the scenery is about to change. They're about to manipulate everything. Like because if not, it just feels like, you know, there was like no real change in ability. So this is the Mimic. So whenever I beat the Mimic, this is, to me, I'm gonna put that in S because it's I feel like it's more like symbolic. It doesn't seem like it was really meant to be like too hard. It was more like a you versus you. You know what I'm saying? Like which one's better? I think they could have made it a little bit harder. And I know like if you cheesed the Mimic fight, you're a pussy. I'm saying it right now. Like you a pussy. Like if you took all your gear off and then went through the fog to fight the Mimic and then put all your gear on, you pussy. You straight pussy. Like I don't know. I don't understand how you beat the game. Like what was the point? It's a you versus you fight. You mean to tell me you couldn't beat you? Like you have no faith in you beating yourself? That's crazy. Like if you were cloned and then you had to fight your clone, you would fight him with a handicap? Like you'd cut his legs off? You wouldn't want to prove that you're the best one if everything is equal? The original? Come on now. You really did yourself a disservice if you cheesed the Mimic fight. Let's see. Moog, that was a fight, and a hard one at that. And just for being hard too, like I want to put him like right here. And like I was talking about, like some boss fights, they have like stipulations in order to beat them that aren't really what's the word? You don't need to, but it'll make it a little bit easier if you do it. So everybody knows when you fight Moog and you get him into like his second phase, he does like that blood ritual, and then all like right off the bat you losing like 3 health pots, like just like that. This is the boss, you know. It's cool because you can go fight Eleanor and then get her pole blade at the church, and then she drops a tear that you could put in your wondrous physic, and it can negate that effect, right? But I never had that during my first playthrough, and the second one, I don't think I used it either. Did I? Yeah, my second playthrough, I ain't do that either. But um I beat him by like, you know, sacrificing my 3 flasks, and we was just going head to head. It was a good fight though. I think the next time, whenever I do my new game or my journey 3, whenever I fight him, I'm gonna use the flask, you know, just to see. I might, and I'm probably gonna run the whole boss fight, all of them, with Mesmer's spear. Okay, Consort Radon. Consort Radon, hardest fight, but I am a little upset with myself, right? I love this fight, but I was a little upset at the fact that I used like one of the best weapons in the game, and it was the fucking meat ham hock with the blood on it. You know what I'm saying? It was like the 200 plus bleed weapon. Like, you know, one of my friends, he was just trying to like give me like he was trying to help like hype me up a little bit. You know, he was saying like, well, you still had to learn the move set whenever you know, dodging all his attacks to actually swing and hit him, and then like get the 2 combo off to proc the bleed. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right. I had to like dodge here and there and like know what moves he was gonna throw in order to make those attacks connect. But it just ended so fast. Like, I fought him 10 times without. I fought him 10 times like with, you know, like dual wielding, and he was working my shit, bro. Pause. And I decided to go use the ham hawk. And the first time I fought him with the ham hawk, I was like, okay, this is I could probably do this. I was like, this might be, you know, like a 3-4 plus hour type of fight. And the second time I fought him with the ham hock, he folded. He died. And I was like, damn, I beat the game already, and I don't feel satisfied. And I feel like I wasn't going to be satisfied regardless anyway whenever I beat it. Like, I was happy as fuck whenever I beat him. But it was like right after that, I just kind of felt bad that it only took me like 12 tries. And that's like not even any no type of flex. I wish it took me 100 deaths. I wish it took me like 150 deaths, like it, you know, like it did with Madeir. Like, Madeir took me like 52 or something like that, 50 deaths. Like, Horlu, you know, also took me like maybe 100 deaths. Like, you know, Malakath was probably under 50, but for Radon to only be 12 deaths for me, and I loved the fight. The fight was, I loved it. Maybe I should move it down because, nah. Alright, I'm gonna move it down just because of how I beat him. Like, I didn't feel satisfied because I beat him with the ham hawk. I want to fight him again. So maybe he'll go back up to S depending on after that fight. You know? So, I like this fight a lot too. This one was cool. This was a cool fight. I'm gonna have to put it in. I'm gonna put it in A. Like, I'm gonna put it in A before this one. It was almost like the same kind of vibes with this one. Like, it was more like astral and like beautiful, but it wasn't. It didn't have like. I don't know. It was missing something. The fight was missing something. And I feel like one thing that's missing with fights is dialogue. Like, if a boss isn't saying something to me like, I'm gonna fuck you up and you're gonna be dying for 50 tries, and you're like, all right, bet. It's almost like you have some little bit of a contract or a bet or like a wager going on with that boss. You know what I mean? Like this one, it was just like you walk in, you fight him, you kill him. That was it. I think it only took me like maybe 10 tries, like 9 or 10 tries on this dude. So I didn't really feel like personal with this boss. That's what I like. That's what I like. I like feeling personal with some of these bosses. Radagon. I liked Radagon more than the rest of these because you know he was like, the music alone, like the music was, you know, like the Elden Ring tune, and you're like, oh shit, this is the last boss. You know, like it gave you like that kind of feeling, and then just seeing Radagon like come up, grab the weapon, and then he's just like nonchalantly walking you down, and then sometimes he'll just like blink like right in front of you and just smack you. His grab was cool too. This was a art style like fight too. I feel like the majestic looking fights are all gonna be like A. Like they gotta have a little bit more beauty in there. And then this one too, like this is the same thing. We're just gonna put these two in like the same category. Yeah, this one was like draining. This one like drained all the spirits of all the other ones, you know, to fuel itself. But that was just pretty, you know. Now, Rolana, bro. Hold on, let me pull up the let me see. Hold on. I want to pull up the picture that I'm thinking of real quick. Yo. This is the picture that I seen whenever Rolana like drops the moons, when she come down with the moons. This is what I seen. This is what I look like. Whenever I was like I'd like backpedal out, and then she would just drop the first moon. I knew to jump. Right? But whenever you fuck up and you mistime it, bro, like when she got up in the air and she had those two, this is the face that I was making. I was like, oh my god, man. No, I don't want to do it. So, that was me. Alright. That fight was great. Like, whenever she, I just didn't like the magic daggers that she'd put around her to throw at you. You know, there were one of the viewers in the stream whenever I had it up was telling me that, you know, like just ignore it. It's really more of a distraction, okay, from the big attack, which is true. You know, like you can get hit by those little daggers and then not really, you know, do a whole lot of damage to you, but it's just annoying that it's like a little mosquito bite that just kind of ticks away at your health. But you know, like that's a distraction for whenever she has like the big sword and then she like slams it down and then goes across. That's a cool move. Like I like the bosses that got cool move sets, you know, and like they just kind of change the scenery, the music too. I don't know if anybody y'all noticed, right? But did you notice whenever you walked into this boss fight, it had like that Game Boy Color ding whenever you walked in, or like that it's like that Nintendo like ding, you know, whenever you walk in. Every single time, it's like ingrained in my head. Renala. I like Renala more for the fact that I can do rebirths than the fight itself. Like, it was a cool fight too, and I'm gonna have to put Renala at, you know, top A. The fight was beautiful, and she changed the scenery twice. Like, she just kind of like teleports you into like her infinite void, like it's like JJK, you know. So this fight was a lot easier than I thought it would be. and it was a pretty looking fight. I liked it more than, huh? Yeah. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put that there. She had like that rot type of ability too, and I think she has a pole blade too. It was like a heavy pole blade. It's not like a quick one, but yeah, I like that. Some of these gotta move. No, we'll do that later. We'll switch them up later. We'll readjust. This one, my fucking god, bro. I'm gonna have to put this in D. So this one was only hard for the fact that you had to fight the thing 3 times, and like it felt like nothing changed except for on that final and last time whenever the flower is moving slow, and then it's got, you know, that nuke at the end, which was just ridiculous. I do want to move it up to C. I'll move it to C. How about that? Like it the fight what the fight taught me was that I could dodge almost every single one, because it was just like learning the pattern. I fought this boss for maybe like 2 hours. I think it was like 2 hours straight. Fought this boss. So the fact that, you know, you would dodge, I can just feel it like ingrained in my head, bro. Like you had to dodge the vine throw first, you'd run through, and then he would do a 2-part spin. You would dodge the first and then dodge the second spin, right? And then you would hit the flower in the head for more damage, right? And then he would do a slam. And he had 3 different types of slams. Like one that was a charge slam, like a grab kind of slam, and then a regular slam, you know? And then if you were attacking like the stalk or like the spine of the thing, it wasn't really doing too much damage. You had to hit the head. And then after the fact that when you knocked him down and you thought you killed him the first time, you'd have to finish him off by stabbing the face, right? Which I knew some people who wasn't doing that and then making the fight even harder because it just, you know, wasn't really paying attention to that. So doing that 3 times was draining, my bro. Like, why do I gotta do this 3 times? And then at the very last one, they want to throw you for a loop by making the dude do a nuke because you like right in front of him trying to hit. Pause. Trying to like kill him. You know? Godric. Godric was... He is aight. I like Godric more than the Elden Beast. And Estelle. No, I didn't like the Hippo more than that. I like Godric. Hippo. Yeah. Yeah, I think like that. Ooh. We got the Queen. Queen Melania. Bro. Melania. Best fight in the game. Best fight. Dude, you walk in. I mean, the lore behind it, right? We all know the lore. Like, she fought Radon. They ended in a draw. Radon lost his mind. You know, she pretty much is losing her body. Like, it's just, her body is just falling apart completely. Took her arm. You know what I'm saying? And you go to fight her, and she's just wanting to rest. To be honest, like, you feel like the bad guy, don't you? You feel like the bad guy just going in there, and you're like, you know what? It's kind of nice in here. I think I'll take it. And then she's just like, I've never known defeat. And you're like, all right, bet, run the fade. And then what happens? As soon as the fight starts, she charges across from her throne that she's sitting on and just stabs you in the face. Or she just grabs you and then stabs you in the face again. So her opening the fight like that, she probably killed, bro. I think her KD, Millennia's KD across all gamers is probably like 100 million to, nah, it got to be 1 billion to 1 million. You know what I mean? Like, she's killed 1 billion players over and over again per million she's died. Like she's crazy. Like even if you put Consort Radon versus her and just scale it ever so slightly, like give her whatever, like give her like, let's say you give her like 6 Scatter Tree Blessings, if you could do that, right? 6 of them, and you have her fight Radon. I'm pretty sure she's killing that fight. She's taking that fight. Best boss. Wait. Oh, this ain't Lord of Blood Moog. This is Lord of Blood Moog right here. This is like that under that bottom Moog. Like bottom Moog just wasn't. I didn't really care about him. He wasn't really doing nothing. He just did his little claw thing, the fire claw. I think he did the fire claw. Yeah, he did the fire claw, and then he threw some blood, and then that was it. He ain't have, he's like the little clone, like a Margot. Okay. And then we got the other Margot. His fight was like whenever you like go to the throne before you fight Godfrey. This Horlu, before you fought Horlu, it was this one, right? Is that him? Yeah, that's him. Got the sword right there. Radon, bro. Radon's original fight was better than Consort Radon for me. If everyone already knew he had like that little meteor where he would, he would go straight in the air and then just dive bomb down, but it was more of a surprise whenever everybody first played Elden Ring and then walked up in Radon's. Bro, Radon had a whole festival. Dude, do I want to? This is hard. This is tough. I don't know if I want Radon in front of Malekith or Malekith in front of Radon. I don't know. This is a tough one. That's a tough one. These 3 bosses, bro. Hands down. Prior Rykart. Hey, I'm good. I'm good with my bosses, man. I'm remembering these names, dog. Prior Rykart, I liked it better than Margot the Fell. I liked it better than his fight. For the Blasphemous Blade is a good ass weapon. A lot of people be giving people some slack on it because it's got like a far, it's got range. A lot of Dark Souls players and stuff, they don't like range. We don't like range, man, but I don't knock people for using it, it fits the melee weapon, you know what I'm saying? Like if you have a problem with somebody using the Blasphemous Blade, then you're going to have a problem with someone using the Moonveil, the Rivers of Blood, and what is it? That Moon Greatsword. Like if you got a problem with that, you're going to have a problem with all of them, bro. Any throwable attacks from a blade, come on. You can't just be watching all of them. If it's a blade, you should be okay. You know what I mean? Use it with a blade. But yeah, Prior Rykart, nah, you know what? We gonna move him down to B. And the reason why I'm putting him B is because whenever you're fighting Rykart, you have the option of using the Serpent Blade or the Serpent Spear to fight him, which I didn't use because my dumbass didn't even see it. I walked right past it, and I made the fight harder for myself without really knowing. So, I just think that one of the parts of the fight that was just ridiculous was he was just scaled as a big boss. Pause. To where, like, whenever you would lock on, and then you couldn't see nothing. Like, there was just so much lava and fire and then flaming skulls flying everywhere. You couldn't even see what was going on. Like, you were just lost in this fight. So, that being said, I feel like it should go to D. Yeah, I think it should go D. Alright. And then the last one are those gargoyle twins, bro. I'm not putting it right there, but bruh, I remember walking in. I think it was like this is also Necron, right? Like you went down bottom, you fought those two. What are they called? Crucible Knights. You fought like two Crucible Knights, and then you would walk in and you're like, all right, cool, everything's chill. All right, I just fought two Crucible Knights, just roaming the lands. Walk up, go. There's a boss here. Walk in. You're like, oh, it's a gargoyle. I don't like gargoyles, bruh. But you got one, right? You got one. You get him like half health or close to half health, right? Or you just take like 25% of his health off. What happens? Another gargoyle comes up, and then they're both using poison. I hated it. I think I spent like 30, 45 minutes on the fight. And for somebody who don't like gargoyles like myself, and the fact that they gave you two of them, it's like if you hate tree sentinels and they decide, you know what? We know you hate tree sentinels. We decided to make two of them as a boss fight. I see what Elden Ring did, and Elden Ring is a troll. And for the trollness of that, I like that. I felt trolled on that. So I like that one. All right. We're going to do a little bit of like... This is the rough draft. So we're going to work the final draft. I'm going to just go ahead and move some of these around. But I think for the most part, they're going to stay where they're at. Like in the tier. I'm gonna just move this down here because it's like a reskin. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, but it's more like a reskin. You know, so we should take Loretta too. Should we take Loretta as well? No, just for this. Loretta's different. Loretta was like the first one you came in contact with. I feel like if they had this in the beginning area too, it'd be different. You know what I mean? Like they should have had you do like fight the ghost earlier on, like pre 50% of the game. Yeah, and then like finally like later on you fight this one. All right. Fire Giant's gonna stay in C. Estelle staying in C. Yeah, he's gonna stay in C. Yep. These are fine here too. F for show, cause this shit was ass. We're gonna put it low ass. So there we go. We're gonna do it like that. We're gonna do it like that. I beat her in like 2 fights or 2 tries. That was a good fight. But it just wasn't like memorable. It just felt like she was in the way. That's it. All these fights was cool. I personally like the Mimic fight more than the Godskin duo fight. Margit goes ahead of that. And then... So, who do we got left? So, okay. So, our S+. We're going to go down the line. We got... Melania. Or the Goddess of Rot. We got Malekith. Radon. Star Scourge Radon. Midra. Ralana. Moog. Mesmer. Horlu. Placidiax, something like that. Placidiax. Margit, Radagon, Consort Radon, Bale, the Dragon's Dance. I can't remember his name, but I just know it's Dragon. The Mimic tier. The Godskin duo. The fucking twin gargoyles, the poison ones. Renala, Margit. I can't remember. It's like Putrescent Knight. Yeah, Putrescent Knight. Astral Deer, can't remember his name. The fox, I can't remember the fox name, but clearly it's a fox. Commander Neil, I think that's what his name was. Can't remember what this dude's name was, but he just had the coolest shit. His whole attack, his whole like attack combos was cool. Godfrey the Golden. What's her name? I just said her name earlier, didn't I? Noelle, there's like something. I forgot her name. Don't know her name, forgot it. Cause it was just so quick. Death Knight. What's his name? Godric. The Sunflower, the Hippo, Golden Hippo. Fire Giant, Estelle, Elden Beast, the Godskin. What's her name, bro? Forgot. Noctella? No, I can't remember. Prior Rykart. That Dragon Slayer Beast Titan thing. Don't know her name. That summon chick. Don't know this dude name. Forgot it. The one that you fight in the consecrated snowfield. This dude. I like that guy because he's got like the golden sword. They should have used him instead. Just a reskin dragon for me, really. Mother of Fingers, another astral deer. The what is it called? The salamander, like the fire salamanders. I hate them. This is just a not a reskin. It just didn't really feel like much. It was just really weird. It was like the finger fetish. It's like Nickelodeon foot fetish, but it's finger fetish. Elden Ring, all about fingers. And then we had Commander Geis, whatever his name is. Like, that one was, it was like, whatever. And then we had, like, the base, other form, what's his name? Moog. So, alright. I just wanted to get on here, yo, and then do this list. So, I'll probably be playing something else soon. Probably Elden Ring. Probably play Elden Ring again tomorrow. Start my Journey 3. See what that's like. See if we can, collect a couple things that we never got to do. I'm going to look up like some guides and stuff too, of places I need to go, things I need to pick up, so I can, do a complete and thorough walkthrough so that it can help me with my journey into New Game Plus 3. Journey 3? DLC. So, all right. We've been live for about almost an hour. So, okay. All right. I want to thank everybody who tuned in for a little bit and dropped in. You know what I'm saying? Also, TG fan. It's always good seeing you, bro. Thanks for stopping by. Always good seeing you, my dog. What else? Don't forget to check out any of the videos that I have on my channel. I post just about every week. I try to post as much as I can every week. Check out the shorts, check out the videos. If you want to help support the channel, check out all of my equipment that I have listed on here that I use for streams. Just go ahead and give it a quick look. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the list. Is my list goated? Is it terrible? Like, who did I mess up? Did I put somebody, that you thought was like, now don't go thinking too much like as if the difficulty of the bosses. I'm thinking of like the difficulty, like the dialogue that the boss gives you, the second phase, also the difficulty, like all of those things play into account, like even the scenery, the music. Put all of those into play and then formulate, your picks and where I should have moved everything else. And you know what? I'm probably going to take this video, chop it up, make it a little bit shorter, and then throw it on the channel as a full video. Y'all, don't forget, be a part of the community. Join the videos, you know what I mean? You join the live streams. I'll, interact with y'all and then post all that stuff in the videos too on the channel, So, anyway, thanks for y'all support. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.